just tell me like when does it start? What's the moderation? Like that kind of. Just go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah, I was about to say we can start right now. It's actually pretty raw. I really don't like to do the whole edited shit because it just doesn't seem as authentic. You know what I mean? And I'd much rather do it
Oh,
like a
I see.
conversation.
You mean more like a podcast?
Yeah, more or less, just with one person. And it's less of a me being like, oh, let's go back and forth. I just want you to speak about what you feel and how you feel about whatever it is you're feeling about the questions. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, then give me them questions.
I got you. So first off, I just want to understand a little bit more about you because I feel like we've talked about it on Discord, but how long have you been doing this VTubing thing and what got you into it?
So the VTubing thing, actually, I got into VTubing after doing PNG tubing and losing interest because it wasn't expressive enough.
Mm.
The PNG tubing I've done for like half a year semi-actively, I think last year. And then Twitch was like, you can't log into your account anymore because psych. And I was like, okay, then I start from scratch. And now here I am.
Huh. I didn't. So did Twitch ever give you like an explanation as to why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, because what do you? So you said it wouldn't let you in because of psych. Is that like a program, or is it like they just wouldn't let
No,
you in
no, no.
and then they let you in?
They were like, psych, that's the wrong password. And then I was out. Uh,
So did you get like hacked or something? Like, what? What?
I have no clue.
Wow, that's
I have no
really
clue, and
lame.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
I
'cause
have,
now you'll be
yeah.
bigger and better with this one, huh?
Oh, bigger and better is not my goal. I'm. Have you
Oh,
watched One Frame Man?
I've watched One Punch Man.
Yeah, so I'm basically like the Saitama kind. I do it because I like it, not because I feel forced to.
Oh, okay. So with you doing this and whatnot, and you're doing it because you like to. Say in like 3 to 5 years, you get big just because people end up finding you. Will that be good for you, or do you want to keep it like small and all that?
Oh, I'd like it. I, I mean, I'm not gonna lie about it. Having people in chat, looking at your stuff, finding joy in it. Don't tell me that doesn't sound like inspiration.
Oh no, it
Like,
does. So
of course,
so
that would be a dream, but
right?
I don't want to do it to, for example, be able to make more money off ads or something. I don't even plan to put in ads because it's just like it ruins the experience.
Yes, yes, it does. And unfortunately, you got to be really careful about that, especially on Twitch, because you'll tell them no ads, and they'll go back and then put ads on your stuff anyway.
Hmm.
As I can't believe, I can't believe they're doing that. But that actually leads me to my next question. So, do you multi-stream or do you only do it on Twitch?
I only stream on Twitch. I'm still like I'm recording like okay, I'm basically taking the VODs and downloading them
Hmm.
so I can turn them into like shorts and stuff. Uh but that's kind of a drag, so I do it when I have like no time to stream but still need something to do.
Mm, fair, fair.
And what I'm Yeah, and I'm also working on some video ideas. Like for example, currently I'm doing playing Apex in 2026. I've got the gameplay down, and then it's just the thing of writing the script, talking over it, making some sketches, some animations, that kind of stuff.
Okay, it's a more content focused stuff instead of just like focusing heavily on streaming and whatnot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I haven't played Apex in God knows how long. I heard it was nothing but like microtransactions all of a sudden, and they just weren't listening to players, so just everyone left. I don't know how true that is though.
It was the pass. They have a 30 so the normal battle pass is $20, and then there's the $30 option, and you get every character as playable.
Oh, uh, okay. I guess I don't know if I'd want to do that. And then again, I don't play the game very often. I've played the game in a hot minute, so it's interesting that people, I guess, still wanting to play. I mean,
Join
hey,
me in Apex.
I don't know if I could. It does. I mean, like I'll take a look at it, but it's been so long since I've played that.
Brother, okay, I started this game 3 days ago. No, wait. Okay, I say it from 2 days ago because 2 day I didn't play yesterday. So I had this game. I had 10 hours in it or something, like slightly below. Got back into the game 2 days later. I had 54 hours in the game.
Huh. All right then. So
Yeah.
so are the server's still like laggy and buggy and stuff because that was the issue that I was running into when I was playing it.
Oh no. I mean, sometimes the issue is that the servers connect you with people like I get people into the match from Russia. And then you have the ping difference that even if you hit, sometimes it doesn't register because their ping is so bad that they're technically somewhere else for the system.
Oh God.
So you hit them but you don't. And then
Yeah.
they play Octane and they're so fast that you can't even hit them, even when you hit them.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
God, gotta love that. Oh my God. So, well, so what got you into like PNG tubing? Like, what got you into like streaming just in general?
Um Honestly, that was the fantasy, like the big streamer fantasy of one day making it that big. Like why a lot of people go into it. Not all of them, but like yeah.
Hmm.
It was quite unhealthy though because it like if you want to achieve a result and many VTubers have the thing of like changing up their voice or personality a bit to conform to a certain persona that they built up.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is then you're caught in that persona. You can't change it anymore because if you change it, you risk losing viewers. And if you do it for viewers, then you cannot change it because you don't want to lose them. That's
Yeah.
actually why one of the reasons why many great many I mean are you more nuanced in the VTubing sphere?
Yeah, actually, it's funny because I had a bunch of questions about that after this. Because I was like, I wanted to
Oh
get your
yeah.
take on how this worked. But I mean, keep going, keep going.
Okay, so there is many streamers who because of like outside things, but like idols. Let's look in the VTubing idol culture, like Hololive, Niji Sanji, etc. That's why many get some mental issues and graduate. I mean, at least that is my theory to that thing.
Yeah, that is what it seems like. But I've also noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong. I've noticed what some of them end up doing is they'll say something that a lot of people just don't agree with, and instead of just being like, well, hey, it was a bad take, whatever, they'll like double and triple down on it. And it's just for weeks, if not months, they're just constantly having people harass and badger them to the point where they just stop doing it altogether.
I mean, there it varies on what they say
Of
because
course.
if they say something, for example, you could even say that you have nothing against trans people, but you just don't like the concept, and you would still get hated to death by radicals.
Hmm.
So the issue oftentimes is radicals and not like the faction specifically.
True, very true. But, mm, Jesus. So from you've been in the VTuber community for or community. I use that term lightly because some people think that there is a community and other people think that there isn't a community. It's like where do you fall on that line? What are you thinking?
Um, do you mean about the community thing, or
Just like there being a VTuber community or a VTuber scene just in general, because I've heard
it's
people go
like
to war about it for some reason.
it's like the gamer scene. I love to compare it that way. Okay, let's say the game standard, the game price standard goes from now $70 to $100. Yeah. then every gamer is affected, thereby the gaming community is affected. But if I say something like they are gonna remaster Demon Souls, then the Souls community, the Souls gamers, they're affected. It is thousands upon thousands of small communities that are like a syndicate when it comes to an issue that is affecting all of them. So it's like, it's, yes, it can be one community, but mostly it's like humanity, where we have different countries, and we, like, for example, I'm a German, then there's Americans, blah 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 blah. But if we talk about humanity, then we're all tethered. But if we talk about the specific community, because no, wait, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Well, I've just sorry. Sometimes I tend to use examples that don't work in the end.
Well, I mean, I was kind of following you. Like, I feel like I have an understanding of what you're saying. Maybe not the
Yeah,
humanity aspect, but the gaming aspect. I did get that. And I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. And you mentioned it not too long ago, the whole radical things. Would you say that there's too many radicals in the scene, or is it just so happens to be that you say something on Twitter, it gets big enough, and then a bunch of people see it, and then everyone's just mad?
kind of both.
Hmm.
It is the state of the world. Like, I love to say it this way: I cannot even be angry about, like, I cannot even be angry about people voting for radicals, because we're currently in, the issue is not the the world on itself, but the people. It's the politicians that are so corrupt that they take the money instead of using it for what it was meant for, improving the system. And now everyone is forced to make choices that benefit them, because no politician wants to actually work on it. No politician wants to basically help the people, and now the people are caught in politics that don't support them and actively go against them. We have a hyperinflation going on, especially when we look at America. If we look at America, okay, how many euros do you think you get when you go to an exchange with $100 bill?
I have no idea. Last time I checked, it was like less than 80 or something.
Yeah, like a few weeks ago it was 75, 76.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, and now we look at, for example, I'm German, so we have documents and shit from that time. We look back at 1930, and extremists were voted for because of politics that didn't support the people, and no one had a plan of where to go, and everything was just repeating and getting worse with every cycle. So they voted for the people who they knew they were gonna do some shit, but they were at least helping the majority of the country out. At least from the goals of it. At least from the goals of it.
Right. That is what I've heard. I really just didn't put two and two together, but that does make sense. It's just unfortunate how it ended up turning out after that.
Yeah, that's because if radicals go unchecked, they do. I mean, you see it on Twitter where people go, those kind of people should be killed or put in jail. Imagine you give those people unchecked power.
Yeah. Oh boy.
See, it's not a thing about like Nazis or hardcore left radicals. It's radicals. It's always radicals. For example, Hamas is also radicals. They believe in a dogma and don't question it. And instead of helping one another to think critically, they they rather harm other people. And you can believe everything as long as you don't harm other people.
True. True. It's quite interesting how that ended up being a thing. I would say because it seems to me that it would be common sense that if what is in their charter is to be believed by them, maybe probably just shouldn't leave them to their own devices. It just probably wouldn't work out for not just the people that are around them immediately, but for the wider humanity altogether. Is how I would say it.
I mean, you could see it that way, yeah.
Yeah.
The issue about that is there is specific groups, because we were just talking about Hamas and Nazis. Hamas and Nazis have one thing in common, that their ideology, what they believe in. It's not like the Christian Bible where it's like love your neighbor, and we look at the New Testament, not the Old Testament, because that's some anti-Semitic bullshit. Um, then with like Jesus and stuff, like love your neighbor, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
Nazi ideology has the supremacy thing and being the only one left standing, and Hamas has killed all the heretics, the non-believers. So there is some groups that need to be actively held in check because of just what they look upon is a threat. Because if you go radical with a belief like this, you turn out to go aggressively about it instead of passive.
Yeah. And at this point, they kind of like have to be aggressive because I feel like in the public square, so to speak, of thoughts and whatnot, if you were to bring a thought like that to the public square, not only would it not hold up to any type of scrutiny, I mean, the people who are believing in it would be criticized, and if not, if worse, probably thrown in jail because that seems, at least their ideology is toxic, not so friendly. Leave it at that.
So yeah, but I rather wanted to say that the ideology of everyone the thought of everyone can believe everything as long as they don't harm anyone
Hmm.
works in theory, but in practice, so practically it does not apply in the same way, and it needs an overwatch for if someone does something. It is the question of safety against freedom.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's where you can see the world is going more safe in quotation marks, like the state is taking more power over the people because the people are losing faith in the government. And if your money is no longer bound to like the gold standard, then it's bound on faith in the state that the number is going to stay that way. Of course, it's other factors, but if you have, okay, if it's based on numbers rather than a good, if I cannot go to the bank and say, hey, I have 20 bucks, give me that in gold, it's only tethered to believing in the state. And if you lose faith in the state, the money is losing its value. And if money is losing its value, everything breaks together.
yes.
Like, who's going to enforce law if they're not going to get paid for it?
Literally no one. Hmm.
I mean, there's still going to be some people who do it because they believe in it, but like, it's rather harsh. There is definitely like, give it 5 more. I say give it 5 more years, then we're on the brink of like systematic collapse.
Oh, it's 5 years. So I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty generous. Some of the other people I've been hearing, it's like, oh yeah, by next year. They think it's gonna happen that quickly.
No, there's still too many believers.
I mean, I had
You need something big to happen for them to lose faith. Like for example, Russia attacking Europe, America attacking Iceland. Was it Iceland?
Greenland
Greenland,
and
Greenland.
Canada,
Yeah, yeah.
depending on who you talk to.
Actually, you could swap the names of Iceland and Greenland because Iceland is green and Greenland is icy.
Yeah, right. I don't know why they did that, but
Mm,
funny prank though.
I can tell you. Have you heard of the Viking Eric the Red?
Heard of him? Don't know his story though.
He was a choleric Viking who I think he killed someone and then he was cast out. He was exiled. And he was like, "Look at my new land. It is so much greener and so much better." Of course, it was more ice, but like he wanted to was it boast himself? He wanted to basically show that he was better than them and people should join him instead of staying there. And that's why it's called Greenland.
Oh, so he's just being braggadocious about it. and that's how.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
he was just a prick.
That's crazy. Now, real quick, after all of this, I feel like you understand. You have an idea of like what's happening and where it's leading to and whatnot. You wouldn't happen to have like a solution to it, would you? Or like in your
Sic
opinion, what
semper
do you think the
tyrannis.
solution would be? Hmm?
Sic semper tyrannis. So always the tyrants. That was what this was what John Wilkes Booth said, or Brutus. The issue is that for every system, it is required to remove people. For example, we look at Ted Bundy, we look at Jeffrey Dahmer. Those are people that needed to be removed for the system to work. And people who work against the interest of the state, like safety, for example, like a working system. Politicians who reign only for their own interests rather than the interests of the people. Those people need to be removed from the entire role as an official. If you do it violently or with the system itself, that's the question. But the issue about systems that determine definitively when you if you break a rule or not, those lie bare in front of the people who make the rules. Basically, if you make a system that relies on rules, you know how to break a system that relies on rules. And
Yeah.
especially in Germany, with the in Germany, we have a long history of politicians being a bit, let's say, bribery,
Hmm.
easy to be lobbied, that kind of thing. And I think you should do it like Switzerland. In Switzerland, people can vote. Oh, there's the block ahead. Okay. There is a people vote. So, like, the politics ask the people, hey, for example, there was something like, should taxpayer money be used for the building of new mosques? And the majority was like, no. And then the politicians were like, okay, we're not building new mosques from taxpayer money. And then they were asked why they did it, because it was racist. And then they said, well, the people want it. And yes, a politician should only represent their people. It, so, should only represent their people. If their people are bigots, it's a completely different story. But a politician is not there to maintain good looks for the people, but to do what the people want. Basically, reduce taxes, um, put the money we have in social projects that are sustainable, like let the people vote and not just every 4 years. Let the people define the policies of the party rather than the party defining it and the people voting the party. Because we can just have incredibly stupid people in those parties.
Very true. When you said that the politicians ask the people what the people want, and the people were like, "This is what we want," and the politicians actually did it. That's almost a completely foreign concept here.
Exactly.
Like that is so strange. God, I wish it was more like that here. Unfortunately, here in America, what'll happen is there's so many people. So no matter what side is in power, they'll say, "Hey, X wanted this. X voted for this." And then the party that represents X will do that thing, but there's so many Y, it also looks like they're not doing anything. So it's really easy
That's
to
the
put each other against each other here.
Yeah, but that's the issue of your system, of your voting system. Your voting system is winner gets all, loser gets nothing. You actually have I would call it it is a chosen dictatorship. You choose your dictator. That's all you can do. But technically, you're not democratic. I mean, heck, I mean, okay, in Germany with the democratic is and with the democracy, it's like we are voting for politicians. We're voting for parties, and the parties send in politicians into the Bundestag, into the. You had something next to the president, the not the Supreme Court. You had another thing, Congress. It's like Congress. We technically don't have a president. We have a Congress president, but everything is chosen over Congress. And the issue of a Congress is that you have we have, I think, 8 different parties with every party has like 10 different interests, to simplify it. Now we have 80 interests, and let's say 30 of them overlap. It's still 50 unique interests, and let's say 40 of those are disliked by 90% of the other parties. How do you make a choice, a compromise? Because everything is getting value and that kind of stuff and blah, blah, blah. It's no longer we do it for the people, but we do it for, we have power now, so we want to do it. It's the thing about power. The saying shouldn't be, if you want to recognize the true being of a man, the true personality of a man, give him power. No, it's take his power away. See what someone does to regain power that they've lost.
All right.
Sorry, small little rant.
No. You're good. You're good. I just like hearing how your system works compared to our system is kind of fascinating because also we have multiple parties as well. Unfortunately, since
Oh,
everyone has just been one side or the other side, and it's only been those two sides are the only ones that ever get any type of credence. So,
oh
and
yeah.
it's very unfortunate because there are so many other parties that I personally feel could have done so much more. But since the status quo is the status quo here, unfortunately, you might never hear about those parties your entire life unless you
Mhm.
exclusively look for them.
So yeah, I mean, yeah. Let me just jump back to how it works. I just remembered we have, like, for us, it's not just if you get one vote you get in. It's you need at least 5%, like 5% of the overall votes. Then you get into Congress. And depending on how much your percentile is, means how many people you can bring into that stuff. Um, oh wait, I think you don't know we have a satire party.
Like a dedicated party for satire, like that. That's the
Yep.
entire party.
Yep. There was a comedian who said, "You know what? The politics are so comical. How about we make a party that like gives you such insane bullshit? They're just shit posting basically." One of their party spots was the comedian basically saying, "Originally, I wanted to create a movement last year, but I was too lazy to stand up." And that was the entire thing. Like they're constantly shit posting, and like, for example, one of their party points, like of their bullet points, is to rebuild the Berlin Wall.
Oh my god.
Yeah, or being like, so since we don't want any lazy slackers, we're gonna legalize weed, but to counteract it, we're gonna legalize cocaine, and it's just complete bullshit. And
Oh my god.
but yeah, I'm a huge satire fan, so I have a special weakness for that party.
So I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like a good party.
There is like, yeah, it works on a different culture. On a culture that doesn't like itself, though.
Hmm. So, with all that being said, how do you feel like your country specifically is going? Because a lot of people are
Downhill.
don't really. Everyone's okay. Everyone's saying that so far about
Do
every
you know
country
The
I've asked
Office?
about. Which one, the British version or the U.S. version?
Either.
Oh, okay, well then yeah. The-
Our president. So there is a German adaptation. Yeah,
okay.
it is very dry and is very cringy. There is people who cut together the videos of our chancellor, like the one of the highest in, like the face of the country to other countries. People, so the show is called Stromberg. It's basically your boss, but the most cringy version, the most out of touch version, who is pretending he's like the greatest of all time and is just super cringy. people have cut together moments of the show to moments of our Chancellor
Oh no.
because it is so similar. You know what? I'm actually pull them up for you. Let me give you a little. There we go.
Let's take a look at that.
So that's Stromberg. That's the German version. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have him, and that's our Chancellor.
Wow.
Yeah. Wait. Isn't there like a better picture? And he is so out of touch. Like when gas prices were up, we asked the back then Chancellor, and you know what he said?
Well,
I have no clue how much gas costs because my chauffeur, my driver, is always putting the gas in for me.
oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it's basically a Congress oligarchy. It's basically an oligarchic monarchy by now. And as I said, there will be a point where the people will no longer take it, and then a lot of blood is being spilled, and then it's going to be overtaken by radicals again, and then we need, like, it's entropy because, well, if people stop believing in your system, the radicals will rise forth and will go into a state of chaos, basically, and we need an outside force to counteract it. The issue is that it will spread like the revolution.
Yeah, it
We
usually
will,
does.
in our lifetime, we're gonna have a second revolution. I'm gonna prophesize it. Give it at least like the maximum. You know what? The maximum is 10 years. 2036 will be the latest time I prophesize when uh, we have run out of comfort. Like right now, we're way too comfortable. Stop killing games.
Yes.
I have one gripe with stop killing games. Um, okay, I'm gonna ask you another way. Do you know how suing in America is basically I fall down your stairs and I break my arm, I can sue you. Yeah?
Yeah.
You know why that wouldn't work in Germany?
Why is that?
Because in Germany we have a rule that if for a normal person, for a normal and rational person, if they look at the stairs and there is no danger, but they still fall down, not because of because they, for example, took a risk. Let's say they are iced. The stairs are iced. Because they went up there at like 3 a.m. and it rained the entire night, it snowed, whatever. A normal person, a rational person would know that if you go up or down iced stairs, you would fall down and break something. So that is on you. It's your responsibility to make sure it's not that way. So going from that point, you know that Ubisoft, you know that EA steal your money basically. You give them the money and they can just revoke access to it. So why give them more money? Exactly, because you want to play that specific game. You don't want to say, I don't want to give the money. You say, I want to play that game, but I don't want to give the money. That's not how it works. That's why the free market doesn't work, because we're too comfortable to actually boycott something. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
that's yeah.
I was just like trying to process that. Like I get it. It's like I get it, and I hadn't thought about it like that. But also, I don't really buy EA games like that because I got to the point after what Assassin's Creed was it? I think it was what was it?
Was
Shit.
it Syndicate, Unity, or Origins?
Uh, no, it was what was that one where they were in Greece? Because I think that one came out after Syndicate.
That's Origins.
Okay, yeah, then yeah, that was Origins. Because
Wait, Origin? No,
was
Odyssey.
okay, yeah, I was about to say Origins was the one in Egypt, right? And then it was
Yep.
Odyssey was that one. Okay, yeah, because I personally, as someone who played all of them up until that point, I just felt like, well, this isn't the game that I fell in love with. So I was like, I'm just gonna stop playing it.
Okay, can you still remember the name of the first assassin? Like,
The
not the first canonically, but from the first game.
oh no, because it's I keep thinking Aldair Ibn Lahad.
Ooh,
There
even
it
with
is.
the last name.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, because I remember I remember that because I remember seeing the name for the first time and I was like, oh my god, I don't know how to pronounce that. It took it took me like 2 days to like really try to flush that out. But yeah, I remember it. I remember it.
Okay, let's go. Let's go easier. Do you still remember the name from Assassin's Creed 2?
Phew. That one's Ezio Auditore de Frente. It's either De or Te or it's one of the two. The last part of his last name always kind of fucks me up for some reason. And that was from
Ezio
like
di
two.
Torre da Firenze.
Yeah, that was he
That's
was in like
Florence, by the way.
that's what.
Florence.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's the old name.
What was it? He was in two all the way to like Brotherhood, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it was two Brotherhood Revelations.
Yeah, yeah.
As
That's where I fell in love with the game. Like, don't get me wrong, the first one was great. For some reason, following his story, just like
yeah,
cemented, it was so good.
especially like many people say like the combat wasn't challenging. That wasn't the point. You were supposed to be like a badass assassin. I want to run into 40 people, press 3 buttons, and kill all of them with satisfying takedowns. That's all I want from Assassin's Creed.
It was a power fantasy. That's what they were giving.
Exactly.
That's what they were selling. I don't understand. As you said, the people are like the combat was easy. It's like, do you understand what I am in the game? All right, like yeah, I don't care that all it is just XXXY because I'm doing all the counters and stuff. That's not why I play the game. You don't play it for the combat. You play it for the fantasy of being that person. And I'm not gonna lie, those were great. Three was kind of iffy. Like, don't get me wrong, Connor was cool and all, just kind of really wasn't my vibe, which is insane because it was put here. But I would put it on record, and
Here?
I do. We're here in the U.S.
Oh, you
Yeah, because
mean AC3 it was, yeah?
yeah.
With the tomahawk.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and what was it? I'd go on record and say Black Flag was the best one, at least in
That's
my
what I hear
opinion.
so often.
Because it's
I mean,
great. What do you mean? It was so good, so good.
I asked my brother about it. Yeah, I haven't played AC Black Flag, but
What?
from what I hear, it is the best Assassin's Creed game because it's not an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's it's a pirate game.
Yeah, it's a pirate. It's literally a pirate game with some Assassin's Creed elements in it. And I
I'm
I don't know how they did it. I don't know why they did it, but they made it, and it was so good.
Didn't you have 4 pistols like on the hidden blade? You had two, I think, and then you had like not muskets, blunderbusses.
Hmm. And after you
Ah,
upgraded it, all after you upgraded your gun belt the entire way, you could have 6 of them. So, and then also there was a gun sword that they didn't really do a heck of a whole lot with. There's only like 2 different takedowns with it, but it was phenomenal. There's just so much to that game, and I hear that they're remaking it. I don't think I've heard anything
be
like
afraid.
confirmed, but that's what I keep hearing. And yeah, I don't want it to be bad. I really don't want it to be bad. Like it's a gold standard game. It's one of those games you could play right now and be like, yeah, it's a little
Yep.
janky, a little wonky, but it's so great.
But honestly, there was a how was it called? Unshrouded? No, not Unshrouded. It was some game where the coder said like the game dev said sometimes you need some jank to achieve something. And yeah, you need some jank in your games, but it has to be funny jank. It has to be the Assassin's Creed sometimes your ship just comes straight out of the ground, or Assassin's Creed sometimes someone you shoot just flies 50 feet. Like
Mm-hmm.
that kind of shit.
Yeah.
That's funny, but not like I mean, okay. Have you heard of the Age of Imposters?
No.
No one who worked on Black Flag is still working with Ubisoft.
Oh, yeah.
Not a single person. So why should we trust them to make a good game out of something that they clearly do not even understand anymore? They lack the comprehension for their games. They lack the leadership to create a fantastic game. I mean, you have heard of Skull and Bones, yeah? 200 million, and like right now there's like 130, 140 people playing it.
I didn't know you could still play the game.
Yeah, but why? It sucks ass.
Yeah, it was funny because that started off as an expansion for Black Flag, and then I don't know
It
what
was
they did with it, and then they made the decision I don't know what decisions they made for it, and then they decided to make Skull and Bones, the first quadruple A game, like, or whatever. It was
uh,
so bad.
oh yeah, that was because they wanted to make it an online mode for Black Flag, and were like, yeah, we're not attracting enough customers, so they were like, we're making our own game. And then they redid it, I think, like twice or thrice, and then the 200 million is not because they did so much nice stuff, but because they always redid it.
Oh, yeah, okay, that explains a lot more now.
Yep. They just threw money out of the window.
Oh God, I really hope they don't end up doing that with Black Flag because, like, the thing is, I'm telling you right now, you could just take the game, update the textures. That's it. I'll update the textures and then re-release it, and people would buy it. I hope they don't go and just like start picking through things and changing the game from what it was, and then be like, this is Black Flag, but like better or whatever. Because I know it's gonna be bad if that's what they're doing.
I mean, the one game that they can never remake is Assassin's Creed 2. Every frame, every screenshot you make looks like a picture that was intended to be that way because of the amazing color palette.
Mm-hmm.
The color palette in that game is sometimes it's a bit weird, yeah, but it is made in a way that it always looks like I think it was an oil painting.
I mean, that's the vibe I got from it when I saw it.
So yeah, I don't think they'd even understand the color palette. Like they did so much good stuff that now that they only produce slop cannot even comprehend what they did.
Uh, yeah, it's literally the they're remaking things from the logo that made the original. Like, not it's unfortunate to know that none of the people that were there are there, and they're just like, oh well, we're running out of ideas, so we're just gonna remake the things that made us the most money. But also now
I mean,
that Ubisoft, what didn't Ubisoft sell that IP to like Tencent?
they sold like everything to Tencent.
Yeah, so it's like I don't. I look. I'm not saying Tencent's like the end all be all. They're like great or anything, but like
He's
if
close.
yeah, like if anyone was gonna do it, I don't think Ubisoft was gonna or was going to do it faithfully. But if Tencent can, if anyone can, Tencent I hope can.
I mean, Tencent is one of my hate companies. It's right next to Gold. No, not Goldman Sachs. To BlackRock and
Yeah, yeah.
oh God, how was it called? How was it called? Uh, McKinsey. I fucking hate McKinsey. You know why Lego is so expensive right now?
Why's that?
Because the last two CEOs are from McKinsey. McKinsey is only interested in making money.
McKinsey. Why does that sound familiar? Do they make like medical products or something?
I think they have a lot of like they bought a lot of companies that are like in there, but no, wait, no. They're more like advisors. They have more like an advisor role, so they could advise some medical companies.
Oh, okay. So they're really just like a gigantic conglomerate of other companies.
Yep.
Oh.
Everything that's bad, they dabble in it somehow.
Oh, okay.
Y- You know what? Give me anything. Give me any like business field of the world.
Oh, that reminds me of like the beauty companies or whatever. Like you've seen the web for that?
You mean beauty companies? Should I look into that?
Yeah,
Cause
if you get a chance, like you'll see like Dove or whatever, that make the beauty bars and all that stuff or whatever. And then they all apparently the company that owns Dove also owns like uh Revlon and Maybelline and a whole bunch of other shit. So you like it always seems like they're in competition with each other, but they're owned by the exact same people. And then not even the company that owns all of them, they have another web on top of them. They're owned by somebody else as well that owns something in a completely different field or some bullshit like that. And it's like the same 10 super mega companies own all of the other companies.
I see. I mean, McKinsey is more like they advise. Like for example, you can just put in McKinsey and then like cosmetic company.
Hmm.
McKinsey and Company is a top consulting firm that advises major cosmetic companies, not a cosmetic company itself. Though they often use a fictional client like Beautify in case studies. And they are, by the way, very, very fucking. They're questionable for so many like techniques. They are you aware of the OxyContin thing of the opioid crisis?
Oh yeah, that got really. It's still really bad here.
Yeah, McKinsey advised one of the big pharma companies that was doing it.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Yeah, they are also involved with entities like Enron, Saudi Arabia, fossil fuel companies. You know what? Let's look if they did something for Nestle.
Yeah, I
Because
wouldn't
why
be
the fuck?
surprised.
McKinsey and Nestle work together. Where McKinsey is it's strategic consulting. But yeah, they do work together. Do you see why I hate McKinsey? They do everything and all every time you find out they're working with a company, they're doing some shady bullshit.
Right. And fucking Nestle, you've heard about the Nestle I don't know if he's the CEO currently, but he was. You heard that like famous quote by him?
You mean we don't intend to privatize water?
Yeah. And, like, I don't know why the people expect to own water. Like, excuse me? What?
It's also very weird because if you put the money in, you could also just you could filter the salt out of water. You could siphon it.
That's funny because California should be doing that, and they're not. They import water.
I mean, California's in the desert, man.
Yeah, California's in the desert, but what's just to the west of them?
I mean, the ocean. But yeah,
Exactly. That's like the thing. The thing is, like, I
they
specifically,
should
I
rather
hate
put it in
California.
social.
Oh, they really do, and I don't know why. Well, I mean, I get it, but like, it doesn't do anything. And there's been multiple reports that in California that they've spent trillions of dollars to fight homelessness, and over the years since they've been doing that, homelessness has only gone up. So it's like, what are you doing with these trillions of dollars? There's so many better things that you could have
Wasting
done
it.
with them. Yeah, exactly.
Do
It's
you do you see what I mean with politicians who have no clue of what they're doing?
Oh yeah, 100%. As I knew it was like that here. I just like I don't know what it's like that over there. So I was like, let me just not assume, but like let me ask someone who's actually over there and living that experience. Well, what do you think? And apparently everyone's saying it's going downhill. Like, oh, okay, great.
I mean, yeah, if you look around the world, the economy is plummeting because the system of like the issue of capitalism is it wants more, it wants more, it wants more, and yeah, that's a basic need. But there is a point like Arizona and Costco. You know what makes them special, and like some of the only good companies.
Like,
They say Arizona said, "We have no debt. The company is owned by a family. We don't have to pay shareholders. We earn enough money. It's okay."
yep. It was insane to hear. And the guy from Costco, which I thought was interesting, They're like the his it wasn't his I don't think it was his shareholders, but I wouldn't be surprised. His shareholders and some other executives were like, "Hey, we need to update the price of the hot dog or whatever." So instead of doing
I'll
that, they
fucking
decided
kill
to
you if you.
make
Yeah.
the hot dogs themselves, and then they can send them out that way. And yeah,
Uh,
and then when they told the CEO, "Yeah, we need to do that," he was like, "Yeah, if you change the price of the hot dog, I will fucking kill you. Figure it out." It's like that is
mhm.
insane.
But the story, you mean the guy who came to him was the CEO, and the guy who said it was the founder of Costco.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
guy who I think still owned most of the stock. So
Hopefully whoever it goes to next feels the exact same way, because I know the at where I work currently there's a Costco not too far, and if I'm just feeling it, I'll go over, grab a dog and a Pepsi, call it a day. It's so nice for a
150.
dollar fifty. It's so nice.
There's another company, by the way, that does that kind of stuff, and it's the most beloved video game company of all time.
Is that
The company of a favorite submarine owning Gabe Newell.
oh yeah, bro, I always forget that they because when I think Valve, I think Steam, and then I think like four games. That's like about it.
Mhm. But for example, the uh shit, I forgot. The Steam has the thing that it basically works for the consumer.
Yeah,
Like the sales they have, for example, or we go into, let's say, Steam itself. We go into the review section, we'll find honest reviews because the reviews that are bought basically can get the games banned.
yeah,
Like even the stuff they do, they have a basically monopoly. Like we have a saying in German that's like quasi monopol, basically monopoly. They don't have a monopoly, but everyone likes them so much that they basically have a monopoly.
true. And it also on top of that, with their excellent service and how well they've been doing things for at this point decades. Even when other stuff does come out, there's just no like you can't offer a better thing than
Yep,
Steam. So
the service is too good. The service is too good. Too many people use it already, and it's gonna be like you're gonna be able to use it on Xbox. You're gonna be able to use it on the Steam machine, on the Steam Deck. Like it's only a question of time till mobile comes out.
yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did something with that in not too long either. Also, speaking of Steam and the Steam machine, are you planning on picking one up or?
Nah, I just upgraded my PC.
Oh, okay, well,
The Steam machine is cool and all, but it's like god damn, it's expensive.
yeah, wasn't they saying like what $1,000 or something like that?
Yeah. It's gonna be I think the baseline, so the leaks say it's gonna be like 850 to 1,200, but it's from the Czechs. So the issue is it's euro. And
Hmm.
about 850 euros, you can round that up to like 950 to $1,000. Uh the $1,000 variant would be like 1,200.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I don't, I kind of want to get one simply to support them, but I got a PC that's already running better stuff. But the Steam Vision, though, that is really what I am interested in, and I
The
haven't heard any
Steam
price of.
Vision?
Yeah, it's the their essentially, their what is it? Their VR stuff already. What is it called?
I see.
Index. Yeah,
The
the
VR
Index.
glasses.
Yeah, they're making a whole new one called Steam Vision, and it just has like a little dongle that you insert into your PC, and then it works just like the Valve Index does.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, so I was thinking about getting that, but I've heard nothing about pricing or when that might be coming out or anything. So I'm
Yeah,
still
they
excited
take their
about it either
time.
way. Yeah, they take their time and they always release good stuff. I'm not gonna lie, with all the hype that's around it, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't drop it till like sometime either late this year or early next year. But
Mm, I mean, depends when the Steam Machine comes out. I think they have most of their focus on that right now.
yeah, I mean, makes sense. That's like their big old. Well, I wouldn't say like it's not like a flagship console, but kinda
I
in a
mean, it
way.
is the GameCube.
Yeah, like it is the GameCube, and like they've done other hardware before, but they never really marketed it as like, oh, this is like our big thing. You can play all of our games through that. That like this is huge. So I'm excited about it. And they're talking about all the customizability. Fucking hell, I swear I can talk for it. So I'm excited about all that kind of stuff. But I mean, all right. But now that we've kind of gone through, unless there was something else you had to add.
I mean, if I can bring something up,
Yeah.
something interesting, a little tease. I am currently also working on a 2.0 model because I thought I would go more into the anime style avatars.
Okay.
And yeah, then I'm gonna bring it together with the lore, and I'm gonna see how it goes. I mean, it is. I still pretend. I still focus to go a bit more on lore than the typical VTuber,
I like that.
like actually writing lore and figuring stuff out.
I like that. I like that.
So yeah,
So are you doing like a whole debut type of thing where you go over your lore and whatnot with the 2.0 model, or is this just like a here's the new model?
I plan to do it in a way that I have a buddy who does who's very good at like drawing stuff, and I plan to do it like a manga. So when I have the money, I basically make a short manga panel kind of thing that goes over the basics of the lore, and then well, bring out the 2.0 model.
Oh, there you go.
Since I mean, it's a continuation in every way, shape, and form.
I like it. And it's funny because like the way you are doing it is kind of the way that I was gonna do it myself. So I was just like it's kind of crazy because a lot of VTubers I've seen they have lore, but their lore isn't like I don't know how to say
Super
it.
deep.
Yeah, it's not deep and in depth, and I don't know how in depth you want to go with your lore, but I know for a fact I have an entire book series that I was going to write with my VTuber that also will change the VTuber itself. So like every it's a whole thing. It's a whole work in progress. But like the fact you want to go into deeper lore and like flesh everything out and all that good stuff. I'm so excited about it. I don't even know what you are currently. But since you said that, I was like, you made me think, it made me activate the lore part of my brain. It's like, I gotta see this. I gotta see this.
I mean, okay. I'm gonna tell you this way: the first, like the PNG tuber lore, actually got merged with a story I was working on, and is currently being developed as a 6 or 7 book series.
Okay.
That is, it is a Tolkien-esque work of like its own entire world with its socioeconomic structures, religions, um, beliefs, wars, history. It's basically gonna be like its own thing because I went on it with the base thought of if magic existed in our world, it would be harnessed as a weapon.
I
And then I got to work.
I like
So
the premise. That's actually insane.
if you ever need like a hand with your law, don't worry to tell me.
Okay.
Like
Actually,
actually
I
planning
have
out
like
lore and story points is quite a strength of mine. Sorry, I interrupted.
no, you're good.
Um
It's like you're good because I was also thinking because I would come to you for a couple ideas because I have the lore essentially in pieces. I just need to put it together. But also, it reminds me there's another VTuber at some point that I feel like you need to get in contact with as well. That I know because I feel like you guys would have a lot to talk about because you both seem to be writers. I guess is the way of putting it.
The issue I have there is I do have aphantasia, so I can think of story structures, but the precise stuff, so writing it out, still poses an issue to me. I'm basically I have the issue that I want to plan it all out.
Mhm.
Like currently, I'm working on an arcane style thing, so I have an A and a B plot. That's my thing. The A plot is basically the continuous thing, and the B plot is delving into the lore of characters along the road, so that especially the middle parts of the book series that are mostly trod um would work out in a way that it's exciting because you delve into the story that's progressing through the B plot if you're not interested by the A plot.
Okay,
But yeah,
okay,
with the arcane thing, I went more like it's a start, it's a middle, and it's an end, and then I work in between those.
okay. I see. I see. I like it. I like it. So I'm just there's just so much going through my head right now because as you know when people start talking about things that it's not like I know about them but stuff that I already do, it's kind of like we could talk about that for ever, but that wasn't really the idea about this. I do remember that you did want to talk about anime because like we're already at an hour and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but you
Oh,
said
it's
you want to
fun.
talk about anime though. So what did you have any hot takes? What are you watching right now? Are you excited for Freeman season two? Like
Okay,
what's
hot
going on?
takes.
Yeah, like, what's going on?
I actually haven't watched Freerun because I like action anime. I'm gonna be honest about it. I enjoy JJK, but I gotta give you my hot take for JJK.
Okay.
JJK, My Hero Academia, they all follow the fool's journey, which is the typical shonen structure. They all have the same structure. For example, My Hero Academia and JJK, we go through it chronologically. Protagonist eats something that gives him special powers. That enables him to learn under the strongest in the world to basically achieve a great task. Like for JJK, it's defeating Sukuna. For My Hero, it is defeating All for One. And then they go into a training thing where they get attacked by the entire, even Demon Slayer. Then they go into a training camp where they get attacked by antagonists who are only henchmen of the big bad. And it continues on and they grow stronger, and then they have an arc where basically everything goes to shit, but they still grow stronger and reach the conclusion, and in the conclusion they end up victorious but still lose like one of the important things, and it's the same structure. It's exactly the same with different characters. Change Gojo for All Might, you have My Hero. I actually Demon Slayer has the issue. The story is basic as fuck. The animation is hype, though.
Yeah, true,
That's
true.
two hot takes.
I hmm. Look, I don't know how other people are going to take it, but I know how I'm going to take it. I think if let's see here, if now you know what that sounds like to me because that also
Hmm?
sounds like Star Wars in a way. It also sounds like Harry Potter in a way, and they're not even
Yeah.
anime. So I just like as you were explaining, I was like, why does that sound so familiar?
Hmm. If you want another, have you watched Castlevania?
I have not, but I heard it's really good though.
The anime is so much better than it should have been. It, especially the first two seasons, they go so hard. I'm gonna give you one quote. You need to watch it. When you hear that quote, you know shit's going down. So you must be Belmont. Everyone who's watched that anime will know specifically what I mean right now.
I feel like tell me if this is true or not because I feel like I've seen that where some I hmm I can only piece part of this together because I only remember seeing it in like a meme format. Somebody walks up to somebody, punches him in the face, literally nothing happens, and then he says that.
Yeah,
I think okay.
yeah.
I was about to say like, why does that sounds familiar too? Because I've seen the meme for that. I haven't actually seen the show, but I do need to see. There's a lot of things that I need to see that I just haven't sat down and watched yet.
It's basically the story of it's basically a story of grief, which I find interesting because, well, my the story, the books I told you about, every character in that it's an understandable psychological profile of someone who deals with grief. Like, I'm gonna give a little teaser because I don't like spoiling too much of the work. The nemesis in like the literary sense. He is someone who, okay, his psychological profile is the kind of guy who is hurt by something but still uses it as a weapon because it hurts other people more whom he hates. Also connected to that psychological profile, because if you have a character who thinks a specific way, make him fight that specific way. He's like the healer, but he's a fucked up healer. He's the kind of guy who let imagine you hit someone in the chest, hit through his chest, and then it grows together with bone and basically cuts off your hand. That kind of healing.
Huh.
Basically, the unkillable versus the unstoppable.
Okay. It's kind of that's huh. Okay. And this hmm. And this is on Crunchyroll or Netflix or what is this on?
What do you mean?
Castlevania.
Castlevania?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Netflix.
Okay. Because I was thinking that's interesting. Okay. Did you have any more? Because like, look, I'm not saying your hot take wasn't a hot take, but I mean, I agree with you. So it's like, I don't know if that was really a hot take, but I know for a fact,
Okay,
especially if Twitter were to say this, man, oh my god, the stands would be fucking crazy.
people misunderstand Death Note. People misunderstand the entirety of Death Note's ending because it is different in manga and anime. In the anime, it is some people who say the Death Note proves heaven and hell exist have not read the manga. Short spoiler: the anime makes it does it in a way that Light dies in the middle of the stairs, showing that he cannot go to heaven or hell. In the manga, Rio kills him in the warehouse and is like, "Yeah, you were right from the beginning. All humans are equal in death. It doesn't matter what you did in life." I love that prospect, by the way, because it means if I do something nice, it's not because I get some reward. It's because I want to do something nice.
Hmm.
If that makes sense.
No, it does. It's fun. Now that I'm thinking about it, I know somebody that speaks very, very, very highly of Death Note, and I know for a fact does not think the way, or at least the way he speaks about it makes me believe that he wouldn't agree with you. And now I kind of want to see what he has to say because I haven't even thought of that perspective. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh,
Oh,
it's
of Death Note. Okay, I
yeah,
thought
yeah, Death Note, yeah.
yeah, I kind of cut it at the note.
Oh, yeah. No,
No, I
sorry
mean
about
like
that.
it's great. It is an absolutely great work, but many people completely misunderstand it. It depends on if you go from the anime or the manga perspective. But since I deem the manga ending more canon than the anime ending, especially since there is a sequel, there's actually there is a sequel, there is a prequel, and then there is a what if scenario sequel. So the one official sequel from the manga is Ryuk drops it again, and the book is being sold to Trump, and the guy who sells it dies because you're no longer allowed to sell it. Then there is a what if that is L change the world. That's basically Vatari dies and L survives. And then there is my favorite from all of the prequel, sequels, whatever. That's the prequel, the official one. The BB Murder Cases LA. That's the one where they introduced Naomi Misora. and it actually shows how smart L is, because L is so first of all, Tsugumi Oba, the author of Death Note, has confirmed that L is smarter just because the story requires him to be smarter. Second of all, exactly. It in the prequel, he solves a case just by reading through the documents of what happened and him being told how the crime scene looked.
Well, shit.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So I highly suggest that book.
Let me actually, while we're here, because I'm gonna have to ask him about this as well, because I want to see if he's looked. The name of the book again?
I'm gonna write it to you.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say, send that to me. I want to take a look. I want to see what he says.
That's actually where another child from Whammy's house, like Quill Whammy Vatari, is being brought in beyond birthday. And his letter was B because of backup, because he was L's backup. So, I mean, can I spoil the book? Because it's actually a very interesting story.
Yeah, go on ahead.
He didn't like being the backup because he thought he was smarter than L. And that's why the case is basically he kills a bunch of people and then burns himself as the last victim so L wouldn't know it was him.
Huh. Okay.
And it was basically solved. And in the Death Note 13 How to Read, there's actually a timestamp in which Kira kills Beyond Birthday, like the antagonist.
Huh.
So he doesn't die in the book; he's killed by Kira.
Wow. I'm gonna have a. It's gonna be a great. It's gonna be. It's gonna be a great fucking discussion at this point. Now, well, first I also got to see if
Ooh, I'm
he's.
interested.
Yeah, the right. Listen, I got now. I got to figure out if he is right. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but
I
now
mean,
that
we
he did,
could do a Death Note debate stream at
we
one
did.
point.
You know, I'm thinking of. He's kind of shy though, but like I don't know because this Death Note, he can speak about this for hours. He did at Magfest with. Well, it was weird because at first I thought he was just flirting with this girl, but it turns out he was talking about Death Note with the same girl for like 3 hours. So I was like, oh, so they're really getting it on. And then when he left, he was like, that bitch knows nothing. And I was like, what the fuck? It just happened. You were talking to her for like 3 hours. How was this your conclusion? Whatever. So I like, he seems to be very passionate about it. So like, if I'll talk to him and see what he says.
Oh yeah, I mean that would be perfect. I mean the thing why Death Note hits harder in Germany, I think, is Germany tries to teach you every human life is worth the same. The issue is if everything is worth the same, it's worth nothing. Because if I have the same value as someone as Ted Bundy,
True.
then I have no value. So it is, of course, it's a highly subjective thing because the value of a person is always the value to the guy who looks at the person.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's not very flattering, but like, I'd say I don't look upon humankind as normal people would. I
I'm
mean, okay, give me the name of an animal that rapidly repopulates if you don't control it, that is known to cause issues with other species like ecosystems, etc., and that is, well, going very harmful for the ecosystem. That would
uh
be like rats and vermin.
yeah.
The issues we can apply to humans.
Yes.
And now comes my main issue. I am one. But that's the benefit why I can even come to that conclusion. So it's like two-edged sword. I mean, we all suck in our own respectable regards.
Right. I see what you're saying, and also I don't look at humans, specifically humans, in too high of favor either. I kind of see it as you know how you were saying that every life is worth something, or at least that's how they
Yep.
like teach you. I kind of see it as every life is worthless in a way. You know what I mean? Because like in order to,
Hmm.
because like I don't like how some people are like every life is worth something because we already went through it. Well, if every life is worth something, then at that point it's worth nothing, and then you're somehow saying that I am also worth the same as X, Y, or Z, whoever that may be, and that person could be terrible. But I mean, also that person could be good. And I just feel like there's too much sliding of, I would say, the goalpost for that because I feel like people would interpret that incorrectly depending on who you are. And I
Oh
see
yeah.
it more as
Uh,
since no one is worth anything, in order to be worth something, you need to prove yourself in one way or another.
I mean that counts. The issue again is the misinterpretation.
Yes,
Like, have you heard of the Übermensch thing?
heard of it,
Like
not too
from the
familiar
Nazi
with it.
ideology.
Yeah, not like an
So the
ATAC
issue
thing or
is
something.
Nazis see. That's the issue. That's the issue. Nazis see the Übermensch thing as we need to be genetically superior. We are genetically superior. The issue is, no. Übermensch was meant by Nietzsche as someone who overcomes, basically becomes the best version of himself.
Right.
That is the Übermensch. And he was misinterpreted due to the Nazi ideology. He didn't mean anything of that. And
It's
personally, I think it works. It work. Oh, sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
no, keep going, keep going.
I personally think the entire thematic is more like shackles. We are born free, but everything that happens in our life gives us shackles. Like for example, we need to survive, so we need a job that is one shackle that holds you down from fully becoming yourself. The the thing I'd say is the person who let's say you are behaving like an asshole, you're not tethered to any people, to any friend group, any opinion, then you would be the freest man of them all, but you would also be the loneliest. So once again, it's freedom versus safety. It is safe to be in a society, but you're no longer free.
True, true. And I remember hearing, and again, I'm not a history buff per se, but I also heard that not only was he misinterpreted terribly after he died, his sister kept writing shit and kind of like interpreting it incorrectly as well, further perpetuating the misunderstanding of who he was as like a philosopher, I suppose.
We have a poet who is called Hegel in Germany. We had one. And on his deathbed, he said, only one person understood me, and he didn't get it right.
Oh
Like,
no!
that's
Oh
philosophy for
no!
you.
Oh no!
That's philosophy for you. Philosophers don't like one another because they don't understand one another. If they understand one another, they don't like one another. Like, there's rarely philosophers who think alike.
True. Yeah. From the very limited exposure I have on philosophers, that is something that I've noticed, and I find it kind of interesting how that's. I find it kind of interesting how that happens, but it also just kind of makes sense in a way. But all right, I suppose. Look, I am no big brain myself, but thinking how stuff like this happens and then going back through history and looking at different things, it just seems like it seems like a lot of people have or try or want to have good intentions, and then the next person like right after them or someone even at the same time that just wasn't as popular just wants to ruin it.
You You know what they say?
Was that
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
very true? Very, very true.
The the issue there is I can also I've thought about that too. That's why it's in the book, like in the books. Um I had the idea that basically there's two main rules that also apply to this world. Number 1, you can do something that momentarily is extremely good and good for who you aim at, but in the long term you may create a bigger monster than you could have prevented by just not doing it. But because you didn't know, you have nothing to blame. Like you didn't know better, you couldn't know.
Yeah,
You're not some kind of god who can look into the future. Sometimes things just turn out shitty. And second, sometimes your best is not enough. That's what people nowadays don't get.
yeah.
Sometimes you're just not good enough, and that's fine. That's good. That's why we all need to work on ourselves, like in our own respective regard. Like nobody's perfect, but nobody wants you to be perfect. We are just all working to be less flawed, if that makes sense.
No, that's 100%. I understand that. And interestingly enough, to your first point, how you were saying you could do something good in the moment and it leads to something catastrophic and there was no way you could have known. There is and I'm gonna bring up a video game reference. If you played Baldur's Gate, right?
I have it, but I don't like it. It's not my kind of game.
Fair enough. There is and I don't like. I mean, the game's been out for a while, but there is a choice you can make, and I think
To fuck the bear.
that's a great choice, but that's not the one I was talking about. There is there's a choice you can make where you release this gnome. I believe his race is a gnome, and because at the time it's a very good thing. He seems very noble, he seems very for the cause and all that good stuff. And then it turns out later in the game you find him and he caused a genocide. That very gnome you set free caused a genocide.
Yeah.
So it's just I just it's that's what's not hilarious that he did a genocide. It's interesting how that concept in that game can also be applied to real life. the the allegories are crazy. It's like someone's out here
Hmm.
writing stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I mean,
The I'm gonna give you a philosophical question
mhm.
because I still have the mirror board, like where I do my book notes. I still have it open, and it's another premise for a character.
Okay.
Can someone so if someone lives long enough to inevitably become the villain, can someone who was a villain long enough revert? Must someone who was a villain due to being turned into one after being a hero for too long, turn into a hero again after being a villain for too long?
Is this
Can someone good turn so if someone good must turn bad because of just existing for long enough, must someone who is bad turn to being good because he lived long enough?
I would go with yes. I don't see how one could be true without the other being true if they've lived long enough.
Good, and now we ask the question: how bad can you be until you turn that you can be redeemed? Is there a point at which you are no longer redeemable?
Hmm. If the person lives long enough, I don't believe there is a part where you could become irredeemable.
Exactly, and that's the point. But what makes people redeemable? What makes them irredeemable?
Let's see here. If
Is it?
sorry, go on.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no,
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 no, no,
you were
you
gonna
go on.
add.
You go on.
Were you gonna add to your question or?
No, no, no. I tend to give my answers a bit too early.
Oh, no. Okay, you're good. I feel like the only way someone could become irredeemable is if they die, but that isn't. uh, option. That's not like something that can happen because they would live long enough. I'm
So
assuming, correct?
could have Hitler could Hitler have been redeemed if he lived long enough?
It's as weird as it sounds. I feel like he could have, but it definitely would have been one of those. It's however long it took you to do what you did. It would be to redeem yourself. You would have to do something in the opposite direction, but tenfold for 10 times as long. You know what I mean?
Okay, but what if, I mean, we look at the World War II and the Holocaust.
Yeah,
Is there truly something that could outdo that?
like outdo
Like, what
as
do
in
we do
evil
if
or
he
outdo as in.
outdo as in good? What could you do good that is tenfold the Holocaust and
Oh,
World
yeah,
War II?
that's something that I would assume he would have to figure out throughout the ridiculous and unnatural life of himself. Because if he could, is like if he could, I feel like he could, he would be atoning for a very long time. And I feel like if since he did what he did to a specific group of people, it would more or less be up to them to decide. Because again, he did the terrible
But they're
thing to
dead.
those people. Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
no,
most of
they're
them
it's
are
like
dead.
yes, most of them are dead. Some of them did survive, and it isn't like just because that all the people that were involved in it now, it isn't like that didn't go down the line and altered like history either.
Okay, then I'm gonna ask you another question.
Yeah.
If the people who are afflicted, are affected by it, if they get to decide if he's redeemed or not, what if they don't forgive him, but for example, he cures cancer and world hunger?
Well, they don't forgive him. That's it.
Yeah, but
If they don't
but
forgive
if
him, they don't forgive him. It's not on him to be
uh,
like, I feel like I've
but
atoned.
but you say that, but do you just need to feel that you have atoned, or do you need to atone?
You need to atone because you can't just say I feel like I've atoned because like
And and
say
what's
he
the
was fucking
requirement for
insane
atoning?
for that. I would give it more of a like a two to like 3 part thing where obviously you're trying to do the best you can with what you have, but then also the people that were afflicted would need to have at least some type of say into it as well.
But now we come into the viewpoints of utilitarianism. So a utilitarianism, I think you call it in English. Uh, what if he helps more people than he harmed? What, as I said, world hunger, world peace, cure for cancer.
So yeah, it's a
And
good for him that he
now we
helped
put
those
that into
people.
perspective. Hmm?
Oh, yeah, it's like I mean, good for him that he helped those people. Yeah, he did a very
But
very
did
good
he?
thing.
But then let's say he helped more people than he harmed. But the people don't forgive him, like those affected by what he did before. Did he atone because he did something that was of greater good than bad, although those people who he did bad to do not forgive him? Would this person have had been atoned? What? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, no, I get it. It's like,
That was when wisdom is too high, but intelligence is too low.
I feel I feel that I feel that. It's like at that point, I mean, yeah, he has been helping, but the people don't forgive him. I mean, I feel like that's a good step because, like, he's atoned, he's helped pretty much everyone everywhere else, but the people are still feeling that hurt, which understandable. And also at the same time, he may never atone fully to the way they want him to. You know what I mean?
I
So
mean,
it's one of
they
those
have
things where
they would have different interpretations
yeah,
of him atoning.
yeah. So it's like you would he would end up more than likely having to spend the rest of his well, it's not really natural because he's just living essentially forever, I guess at this point. I guess he would still it's one of those things where you wouldn't be able to please everybody, but you could try your best to please as many as possible. I would say. Which, I mean, it seems like
But now
he's
you
going
see
to
what I mean
forever
with
to
philosophy.
atone. Yeah, it's just a difference of opinion.
Oh yeah, that's the fun thing about philosophy. You're never right.
Yeah, exactly. It's
You
like
can
never
be
be.
you can be so you can never be objectively right because everyone has different ideas.
Yeah.
And that's what I plan to do. Like I plan to go very philosophical with my works, but not in a way that it's like either on the nose or too hidden, but that it's just like life forces cruel choices. And
Yeah.
the reader is there to make those choices. Like not in the way of like, oh yeah, he shouldn't atone, and then it's written like he shouldn't atone. But like looking at there will be a character who like later on uh who wants to atone for something gravely evil they've done, but there is no one to forgive him for it. So
Mm.
no one could redeem him, and he wants to redeem himself, but there is nothing that he could do where he would be safe, where it would be sure that it wouldn't turn out as bad as it did before when he tried good. So basically, the insecurity of not knowing everything is the one thing that stops him from redeeming himself and elevating him over just living in penance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm very, very into the story right now.
I was about to say, I hope so. I'm looking forward to reading something like that because that's something where it's like, yeah, it's more of a when you read it, you think, and you can go through like mental exercises on how you feel about it yourself. But then also, if someone else were to read it, have something completely different again, since it's philosophy, but they have a completely different interpretation of it, and regardless of what you think, regardless of what they think, provided this person is civil that you're talking to, I feel like it would lead to a great conversation.
See what I told you about Death Note?
Yeah.
See exactly this. People have different interpretations of it because it has very philosophical questions.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
But by the way, I do think that let's say let's make a short distinction between. I know that's gonna be like very hard change of topic, but the distinction between, for example, murderers and rapists. Because if you kill someone, they're not gonna care. The related people to the people that are related to them, they're gonna care. But the person themselves, they're dead. They're not gonna care. If you, for example, rape someone or assault them or whatever, that's worse because, for example, with rape, you destroy a life and make it impossible. You basically shatter a person and force them to rebuild themselves without them even knowing if they can. That's objectively worse than killing someone
Yeah.
because the victim is not gonna care if you kill them. Like they're gone. That's it.
Yeah, no, I mean that it's funny because I was having this exact I was having this exact conversation like 3 days ago with somebody, and they were like, "Well, murder is bad." I'm like, "Really? Is it? Because like the life is gone. Like, don't get me wrong, that's tragic that the life is gone. But picture doing something to someone and now they have to live with that for the rest of their life.
I mean, if we want to play moral high horse here with, oh no, the life is gone. If you drink hot chocolate, you're actively helping towards well, kids dying on chocolate plants. Like how do you call them, farms, like chocolate farms.
Yeah,
Or like if you have a phone, you're actively working with warlord, like you're actively paying people who pay warlords for lithium. Same for electric cars. Like you can't win. Humans are always gonna die. That's just what humans do.
yeah, we're pretty
That's
good
just
at
what
it.
we do. Yep. I'm gonna tell you this way. Dying only ruins one of your days.
It's true. It is true. It's it's kind of as macabre as that sounds. Very true, and it's interesting because a lot of people don't want to talk about it or talk like that. They would talk around it and all that stuff. And I understand it because some people just don't have the sensibilities to talk about that kind of stuff. But I feel like the more you talk about it, the easier it is to accept it and the more free you become because you're not constantly shackled with that burden of, oh no, this could happen. Oh no, this is gonna happen. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. That exactly is why I hate when people say stuff like taking your life or like uh call it killing yourself, call it suicide.
Yeah,
Like because that shows if you okay, I hate when people censor it because if you censor it, you give people who are thinking about that kind of stuff the feeling that you cannot talk about it.
yeah,
You need to allow those people to express what they're feeling or they're gonna do it.
yeah. It's funny
There
because
is
I was having a conversation with chat the other day, literally yesterday while I was streaming because I was playing The Walking Dead and someone literally had just killed themselves. And I was like, oh, and I literally caught myself. It's like she shot herself in that. She killed herself. Like I literally had to catch myself. And they were like,
that
well, I
was
mean,
one of the
can
better
you
deaths.
say, yeah, that's all right. It's like, can you really say that? And it's like, yeah, because like that is what happened. I don't know why I would sugarcoat it. This, I understand it's a game, but this for them is reality. Okay, and I don't feel like undercutting what they did by being like, oh, or she committed suicide. Like, no, not. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, put it
I
in
mean, that's
roses. I'm
even
gonna tell
more
them exactly what's
disrespectful.
happening. Yeah, I personally
I
that's
mean,
what I think too. But I mean,
if we okay, if we want to, Rowan Atkinson said this like 10 years ago. If you want to have a civilization that's able to talk about everything, you need to allow them to say everything. Work with the message, not the messenger. That was, by the way, in relation to someone being arrested for calling a police horse gay. So
I remember seeing that, and I kind of was like, "There's that didn't happen, right? There's no way you can't seriously."
it did happen in Oxford
Oh my
10 years
god,
ago.
that's that's so stupid. I wonder. I really wonder what's going on over there because that just. Are you guys? Can you guys be like arrested for saying stuff like
Uh,
that?
if you, we have something that is called a Schmähung. That is basically if I harm the honor of someone, like by saying he's a piece of shit, that can be something I can put in front of a court of because of.
What the fuck do you mean? It's something his on. What did you say? His
If I if
honor?
I said if I said you're a piece of shit,
Right.
then you could technically go to the police because of it
Wow, that's
if you
oh,
have proof of it.
that's ridiculous. That is.
Yeah, and I can get fined for it.
You can get. Oh my god, you get fined for. Okay.
If I said something like people who play down the harm and the pain of rapes should get the experience of being raped is actually like that would be a very big crime if I said that
Wow.
because it would be Billigung eines Verbrechens. It would be accepting a crime, which is a crime. It would be uh, I mean, in this, you know what? If I applied it to a person or a group, let's say I applied it to a person, let's say our chancellor, then I would be schmähing him. It would be an insult. I would justify that the thing. And if they actually wanted to fuck me, they can go with Volksverhetzung. So basically, uh, populism, like getting people to agree with me that someone should be harmed. That's three charges. I could actually go for jail to jail for doing that.
That is okay. That is insane. But I mean,
Hmm.
all right. And so when was is that like a law that was like recently introduced, or like how long has that been about?
No, no, that exists. That's like that's older than me. I have no clue when it came. I think like 70s, 80s. I don't know. Maybe even before that.
So what do you have like a freedom of speech type of thing, or no? Or
Yeah. If I said something like let's say if I say I don't believe that life is like that. Every life has equal infinite value. That would be an opinion. If I said your life does not have equal or infinite thing, that's an insult. If I apply it to you, you can technically go to the police.
Huh. Okay. Okay. Well, all I know is I couldn't live there. I know that for a fact. But okay. So how strict are they on these rules? Like if like say you said something like online or whatever, is that
Politicians are a bit more like I think it was Hamburg, the like the mayor of Hamburg for a while. So he was called a Pimmel in the internet, which translates to a dick. He was called a dick on the internet. And he called the police and they searched his house.
why did they search what why did they search his house for
No
what?
one knows. That was by the way also illegal that they searched his for the devices. Basically what they do is they look into your devices, and if they find something that's worse, they're actually gonna add a charge.
Okay then. Okay then.
Yeah, ever since that guy has always been called a dick on the internet by everyone. Wait, I'm actually. Is it still? Wait, holy shit, that would be funny.
What's up?
Oh, there is no longer Pimmel attached to his name. God, yeah, it was Hamburg. It was Hamburg.
How long ago was this again?
Like 8 years by now. Wait, no, 2021.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's actually fairly fun. It's actually fun to read the Wikipedia article. It's actually the longest part of his Wikipedia article is just how he was called Dick on the internet.
What a terrible legacy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So
But yeah,
since that happened,
that's our politicians.
that's crazy. But since that happened,
Mhm.
do you like, are you like nervous or something or scared? Because like that seems like you can't.
No, as I told you, death only ruins one of your days. Worrying about death ruins a shit ton of days. In the
You know,
end,
fair enough.
I'm gonna tell to this death. I like to believe it how it was believed a few centuries back in Germany. Death is the greatest friend you'll ever have. He is always going to be there, and you can find him whenever you feel like it. The thing about death is you should celebrate the life that you've lived, not grieve the life that was lost. When I die, I want to die like a Viking, like in my boat, and like my close family and friends, they shoot fiery bolts at it and then they eat, drink, celebrate. I want people to enjoy that I existed, not that they grieve I was gone. It's like a saying from Dr. Seuss: don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened.
I like that. Fair enough. Fair enough. But all right then. All right then.
Hmm.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. This is a great conversation, and I know we have to do this again because there's a lot more we do need to talk about. Well, more writing stuff, but
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
sure.
I don't know how that'll go over, but we'll figure that out. But also, I just got in contact with a buddy of mine about Death Note, so I'm gonna run this by him and see what he says. But other than that, you wanna plug all your socials real quick?
What do you mean plug?
Well, like tell everyone
You know,
where to find you and all that
on
good stuff.
uh, okay. On Twitch you can find me under Tintenherz VT, TINTENHERZ HERZ or Z, depending on like if you're an Aussie. VT. And on Twitter it was it the same shit? No. Oh yeah, you find me under the same ad. Okay. Yeah. Just put it in like the bio or something. You see it in mine.
All right, yeah. I was about to say when I upload the video, I'll put all that in the description and whatnot, so everyone will know where to find you. And we'll go from there. Other than that,
Alrighty.
yeah, thanks for
Thank
the
you very much.
conversation. Hopefully, I want to be able to run that back. I got some other people in the pipeline, but I'm definitely going to put you back on the list because after some time, I know some new stuff is going to come up, and I feel like it'll be great. We can have more philosophical discussions about just random shit. I'm so excited for that. But thank you for coming. Thank you for doing
Alrighty.
doing this, and I hope you have a good one, man.
I mean, we. Oh, thank you very much. Hope you have a good one too. If you ever need someone to do like a debate or do philosophy or just writing, I mean, I will have a writing stream set up like in due time. I still have to find some people, but yeah.
Okay, okay. I'll look forward to that. I'll look forward to that. All right, man. You have a good one.
All right. Oh wait. I
Oh, what's up?
I just remember something.
What's up?
Because of your persona, I drew something because I was doodling around, and I actually it took me more time than you would think to draw this, but I must send it to you as a PNG. Give me a second.
Okay.
Oh god,
Oh,
Discord don't.
real quick. With that thing that you drew, can I use that in the thumbnail?
I mean, sure. I don't know how good of use it is, but like, there you go.
Ah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I like it. It's adorable. Look at the little guy.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought I'd give you a little sketch. Yeah, like sketch plague doctor.
Thanks. I
Okay, you're
like how you
welcome,
drew
buddy.
the
So,
I like how you drew the hood too. That's cool. But all right, Val.
thanks
Let me
for the
get out of
flowers.
here.
And yeah, alrighty. See you around.
Yeah, man. See you. Well, that was a good one. And if you have anyone you want me to take a look at and talk to, let me know. Put it in the comments below. We'll go from there. Other than that, y'all have a good one. Peace.